Welcome back to the deep dive. So you sent over some great material this time, really focusing on navigating those professional networking chats.
That's right. The goal is making them flow smoothly, making real connections.
Exactly. We want to pull out the practical stuff, how to start, how to keep it going, and crucially, how to wrap it up without being awkward. You want actionable insights fast.
And the sources break it down nicely into those three key stages: the opening, sustaining the chat, and the closing. We're going beyond just basics, offering specific phrases.
Okay, let's jump in with maybe the hardest part for a lot of people, just starting the conversation. The aim is confidence, but, natural confidence.
Right, not sounding like a script. And it starts before you even speak, really. The
Right.
basic smile, eye contact, relaxed posture, taste. They seem simple, but they matter. A genuine smile can actually make the other person mirror it.
That's interesting. Sets the tone immediately. Okay, so what about the actual words? The material gives us three, let's call them advanced opening phrases. First one is event-related.
Yeah, like, hi, I'm Amira. The last speaker raised some thought-provoking points.
Yeah.
You want to hit that first word? Thought, what did you think of their perspective? Emphasis on the second syllable there, perspective.
I like that one. It's grounded in the here and now, the shared experience. Easy entry point.
Exactly. It's relevant and it immediately asks for their opinion, making it a two-way street from the start.
Okay. Second opener, finding common ground.
No.
Hello. I notice you're also attending the blockchain panel. Are you working in a space? Pretty direct.
Very efficient. If you spot a shared interest, like a specific panel, it suggests common ground. It lets you explore that overlap straight away.
And the third one, the casual icebreaker. It's always a bit tricky knowing where to start at these events. Mind if I introduce myself? This feels approachable. A bit vulnerable, maybe.
Yeah, in a good way. Acknowledging that slight awkwardness everyone feels, it's disarming. It lowers the pressure for both of you. Just a simple invitation to connect.
Right, so you're in, you've started. How do you stop it from dying after 30 seconds? The key seems to be open-ended questions, yeah.
Absolutely. Moving beyond yes-no. Things like, how did you get involved in this field? Or maybe, what's been the most exciting project you've worked on recently?
Because those invite more detail, right? A story, almost.
Precisely. People usually like talking about their passions, their journey. These questions give them that opening. It's not an interrogation, it's showing interest.
And it's not just asking, it's listening too.
Hmm?
The source talks about active listening, nodding, saying things like, uh-huh, or that's interesting.
And crucially, not interrupting. Let them finish their thought. It shows respect, builds rapport, plus you actually learn things you can use later in the chat.
Makes sense. But even good chats can hit a wall sometimes. What about changing the subject smoothly? The material suggests transition phrases.
Yeah, like bridges. Speaking of whatever you were just talking about, have you seen the latest developments in a related thing?
Or, that reminds me of something I read recently. Have you come across that? Keeps the flow going without a jarring shift.
Exactly. It shows you're connecting ideas, keeping the conversation fluid, not just hopping randomly.
We also got some advanced phrases specifically for sustaining the conversation, pushing it a bit deeper. First one, it sounds like you've had some fascinating experiences. Really hit that first syllable, S-ass-esnating. How has that shaped your approach to topic?
Ooh, I like that. It values their history and asks for reflection. How did those experiences change how they think? That gets you beyond surface level stuff.
Then there's, that's an interesting challenge. How did your team overcome it? This one digs into problem-solving, teamwork.
Right, shows you're interested in the process, the grit, not just the shiny success stories. You learn about resilience, how they handle things. It's deeper engagement.
And the third one for keeping it going. It's clear you're passionate about this, what inspired you to pursue it. Stress the second syllable there, inspired. That goes for the why, doesn't it?
Totally. Asking about inspiration, the spark, that often gets to the core values driving someone. It can create a much stronger connection, make the chat memorable.
Okay, great stuff. So we've started, we've kept it flowing. Now, the exit. How to end gracefully. The goal is politeness, maybe leaving the door open for later.
Yeah, the closing matters. It's your last impression.
Yeah.
You want to be respectful of their time. The source gives three ways to handle it.
First one, if you do want to connect again, I've really enjoyed this engaging conversation. Clear gauge, sound in the middle, engaging. I'd love to continue it sometime. May I connect with you on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Very clear call to action.
Simple, appreciative, and gives a concrete next step. LinkedIn makes it easy and professional. Takes the guesswork out.
What if you don't necessarily need to follow up?
Then you go for polite disengagement. It's been great speaking with you. I won't take up more of your time, but I hope you enjoy the rest of the event.
Nice and smooth, respectful of their time, closes the loop cleanly, no awkward lingering.
Exactly. Leaves a good final feeling.
And the third closing strategy, offering value. You mentioned working on that project. I recently read an article that might be useful. Can I send it your way?
That's a good one. Shows you were listening, offer something helpful. It creates a really natural reason to follow up, and it's generous. And speaking of opportunities, remember the pronunciation. Opportunities stress that third syllable. Opportunity.
Got it. Now, the source also had some reflection questions, didn't it? Things for listeners to think about after networking.
Yeah, really useful for improving. Asking yourself, what felt most natural when I started talking? Or did any of those phrases feel awkward or forced coming out of my mouth?
And what actually worked to keep the conversation flowing? That self-assessment loop is key.
Definitely. It helps you figure out what feels authentic for you so you can refine your own style.
Okay, let's boil it down. 3 key takeaways from all this. First, approach conversations with curiosity, not just self-promotion.
Such a big mindset shift. If you're genuinely interested in the other person, the conversation just works better. People sense authenticity.
Second takeaway, listen actively. Let the other person talk. A lot.
We keep coming back to listening, don't we? It's fundamental, makes the other person feel valued, builds that connection. It's not a monologue competition.
And the third key point, it is absolutely fine to exit gracefully if things stall. You're not trapped.
Knowing how to end politely is a skill. Saves you from awkwardness, lets you move on to other potentially great conversations. It's efficient networking.
So, recapping this deep dive, we looked at starting conversations confidently using those event, common ground, or casual openers. We talked about sustaining them with open questions, active listening, smooth transitions, and those deeper advanced phrases.
And closing purposefully, whether it's setting up a follow-up, politely disengaging, or offering value. Plus, we touched on hitting those key sounds in words like thought-provoking, perspective, fascinating, inspired, engaging, and opportunity for extra clarity.
Right, these are tools, not rigid scripts.
Exactly. Practice is what makes them feel natural. The more you do it, the easier it gets.
Okay, so here's a final thought to leave you with, building on that idea of curiosity. Next time you're networking, consciously try to shift your primary focus. Instead of thinking, what can I get out of this, or how can I impress them? Try focusing entirely on understanding the other person. What's their story? What drives them? What challenges are they facing?
Just flipping the focus like that.
Yeah, you might be surprised. Focusing on genuine curiosity about them rather than your own agenda could lead to much more meaningful, memorable, and ultimately more productive connections. It's subtle, but potentially powerful. Something to think about.